Hello everybody and welcome to Purple Table Tarot. My name is Robin and I will be reading for Aquarius this evening. So Aquarius, we're going to be doing a Chariot card reading in honor of Cancer season. This reading is based on the Chariot card, and so we'll be looking at what your strengths are, what is protecting you, past influences driving you forward, what pulls you to the future, and also what precedes you, like how you appear, or the energy that you project in your forward movement. Okay, and I'm cleansing the space with some Palo Santo. Okay, and let's get into your reading. Okay, so as always, remember that these are general readings for the collective, and if they resonate, beautiful. And if they do not, then check your other zodiacal placements. Take what fits. Don't try to make anything fit. Okay, and remember to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and go ahead and comment. Comments are great to circulate the channel, okay? And even if the message didn't resonate for you, I would appreciate it if you still liked it, because then it can circulate the reading and somebody else who needs to hear it will hear it. Okay, and I invite Spirit in at this time and respectfully request a message for Aquarius and their greatest and highest good during this time of forward movement. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck you have the Six of Wands. So you could be receiving some praise and accolades right now for something. There could be some sort of ego involved here, but we'll look into it as we go. Okay, and so what we're seeing here in your strengths, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful, beautiful energy for a strength. Okay, this tells me, Aquarius, that you're really mindful of taking care of yourself. You're also mindful of how you show up for other people. You're very aware of your bandwidth and what you're able to give and receive. And like, if you're gonna engage in any kind of charitable act, it's like, if you're there, you're there. You're fully present with that. And this is a really great energy to have as a strength. This says that your self-care game is really on point as well. Okay, so that's great. What's protecting you is the Moon. So Gemini got that same card in the same position. So it's really interesting. It's like, okay, maybe we can't see what's protecting you right now, but what that tells me is that it's something that's operating on a deeper level for you, perhaps like on an unconscious level, that could be protecting you. So this could possibly be a defense that you haven't been made aware of yet that is protecting you. Okay. Past influences, we have the Six of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So, this is a card of nostalgia, soul bonds, perhaps siblings, family members, but, a soul connection of some kind, yeah, coupled with the card of deception, and maybe avoidance, sidestepping a particular issue. dishonesty through withholding. Sometimes some folks trying to get away with something on some level. So, we'll look into that and see what's going on there. But this could be past influences that are helping you move forward or motivating you to move forward, okay? What you are showing up as, your crest, is the Page of Cups. So, small gestures in love and feeling and emotion. You also could really be showing up as somebody who is open, not wide open, but, curious and available, and also, coming into awareness of your own relationship to yourself and your emotions and how you show up in relationship with other people. What else? Yeah, folks could just be seeing small gestures from you with regard to putting yourself out there as well, okay? So what's pulling you forward is the Eight of Pentacles and Justice. So, these energies as your sphinxes that are pulling you forward, that you're trying to make sure that you keep tame and keep you on path rather than steering you off course one way or the other way. These are energies that we're invited to balance out together in order to move forward in the most effective way. And so this says to me that if you're able to find, justice and righteousness, something that is fair and balanced in your work, that is what is driving you in your work. You want your work to have reach, to set structure, and to have meaning. You could perhaps work in policy making. So that's something that is possible. And for your outcome, you have the Strength card. So a taming of the higher and lower energies of your core sense of self, in addition to perhaps holding yourself back from something. So we'll see what this is all about. Okay, so I'll go ahead and clarify. I think I'm not going to clarify all of the cards, because to see the Queen of Pentacles in your strength, I feel like that says enough to us. It's just pretty straightforward. You really take care of yourself, you take care of others, and that's in your strength position. So let's go right to the Moon and see what is protecting you. Okay. Yeah, so what's protecting you is the Moon, and to clarify, we have the Page of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. So it's like I had mentioned earlier with how you're showing up. So this, to me, when I see the card here and also the card right here, that tells me that the way you are showing up to others is congruent with how you're feeling. Okay, on the inside, because the Moon also is connected to feelings. It's connected to the sign of Cancer and also the sign of Pisces. Okay, which are very psychic, intuitive feeling signs. So you have the Page of Cups, Seven of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. So as a protective measure, since it would appear that you're still, healing from something that you're walking away from, and also feeling like you have your boundaries up about you. It's like you have your boundaries up, but you're not fully closed off because you still have this Page of Cups. So this tells me that you may have just gone through something in the realm of love and relationship where you're feeling a little bit gun shy, you know, so to speak, but you're not closing off completely, okay? This measure makes perfect sense when it comes to your protection. Like you're wanting to work on your boundaries right now. And that's where I feel like the balance is for you, like between you setting clear boundaries, especially emotional boundaries, but also not fully having that solidify into any kind of like rigidity and being fully closed off. Okay. Okay. So then let's see here. What's in this past energy? And that makes sense because right here we have the Six of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So that makes me wonder if somebody most recently deceived you, somebody that you really trusted, somebody that you had a soul bond with. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's just go ahead and clarify. Six of Cups. Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Four of Cups. So a lot of work was put into a soul connection here. Okay, a lot of work was put into a soul connection, and I feel like either you or your person, or even just opportunity, as fate would have it, but actually you or your person, because we're dealing with the Six of Cups, so that talks of like a soul bond with another person, that there was a lot of work being put into whatever it was. And there was a card, or not a card, but a hand of fate that was coming in with an opportunity. So either you or your person were offering their cup, and the other one of you either couldn't see it or wasn't in a headspace or a heart space to accept it. Or it just wasn't like what they wanted or what they were looking for. And this caused a lot of sadness, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. There could be worry around right now of whether or not this cup would be accepted, because it's like there's working and then there's worry, but then it's like the worry could be that they won't accept it, or the anxiety is that they didn't accept it, despite all this effort that was put into that, okay? This could also be worrying about whether or not, despite how hard you work, whether or not you are going to be given any opportunities coming your way from the universe as well. So this could also be like, if I look at it in a work sense as what too, that could be it. Like despite your work, despite your history of, you know, in this profession or whatever it is, that what if you don't find the thing? What if you are not offered the job? Or what if you're offered, what if all the offers that come your way are not to your liking? That's another way to read that combo. Interesting. So yeah, we get the Six of Wands twice here. So this very well could be connected to work or how you get recognition on some level. Like what is it that puts you in the limelight? Is that a job? Is it, you know, a role that you play in your community? Whatever the case may be. But for the Seven of Swords, we have the Sun, the Six of Wands, and the Star. So the Sun and the Star with the Six of Wands in between. Are you a famous person that like doesn't, but like, okay, so this to me says like imposter syndrome. Like, are you feeling as though you don't deserve the accolades that you're getting? Do you feel like someone's going to come along and pull the covers and they're going to be like, aha, you're really not as talented as you think you are. You're really not as talented as you're getting praise for. Because to me, like with the Six of Wands flanked by the sun and the star, it's like so much hope and healing and happiness and vibrance and growth and beauty and it's just like woof. And, you know, so much praise, so much accolades, like so much that can really like pump you up, like especially, so it's kind of, I feel like this is also an invitation to stay like mindful of your ego boundaries, right? But given that these are all next to the Seven of Swords, I'm like, what's up with that energy? Like, do you not feel like you deserve this praise and attention that you're getting? Are you afraid? Is there some, like, maybe you're becoming very successful in something, in your work, and because the Queen of Pentacles can also be a business owner, that like Queen of Pentacles can be someone who's also really good with money. So I wonder if like you're worried or, you know, of success. If there's anxiety or deception even around how you became successful. But the two majors flanking that's very interesting. This is definitely about identity, because wands are identity, and with the Six of Wands, it's like here's somebody returning home from battle and just getting like a parade. But then there's a bittersweetness because they return home from battle and come to find that one of their family members has passed away. Huh. Okay. I don't know what the story is, but there is some sort of anxiety here around work and opportunity. But yet, in the past, you received, you know, stratospheric praise for what it is that you did. And with the Seven of Swords there makes me wonder if you felt like everything that I just said, or if there was an experience of you having taken credit for somebody else's thing. Like, that's kind of a reach, but that's what came to mind as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and look here. Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is here twice too. You know what's interesting is that the Eight of Pentacles has come out in every reading today. So it's like a lot of them, there's been like work and stuff. I don't know, maybe, did it come out last reading? Maybe. Okay. Ten of Wands, Two of Swords, Nine of Wands. Yeah, feeling defensive, feeling burdened, like whatever this work is, it's very hard. And you are of two minds. There's some ambivalence here regarding this work that you're doing. So that's it. Maybe you're just like the superstar of your job, of where you work, and you're like, oh my God, I hate it. I hate this job, but I can't tell everybody that I hate it. You know, that could be it too. Okay. Maybe you work for a family company. You were just handed this opportunity even though you really didn't want it because you didn't like working at this family business. Maybe the work that you're engaged in just you find pretty soulless because with the sphinxes here and what's putting you forward, like I said, like you want your work to have meaning. You really want your work to have meaning. So maybe this job, maybe this work, like despite your praise and accolades, you really don't like it because maybe you find it shallow on some level. Okay, so for the Justice, we have the Knight of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. So there's a lot of emotion here with regard to how you feel about fairness and the rules that are involved. You know, for you to move forward in an effort to find work or the next endeavor that actually has some depth of meaning for you on a psychological and an emotional level, and with regard to like more identity formation, like something that is fully like fulfilling for you and is meaningful, has depth. I don't get the sense that the pay matters. Like, I mean, the pay matters. Of course, we all need to make enough money to like live and survive, and especially where we live, you know, how much your rent or mortgage is. But be that as it may, I get the sense that the most important thing to you with regard to your work and your forward movement and your next endeavor is that this is something that's going to speak to your soul and be important to you on a very deep level. Like you really are like, I want to do work and I want to put my efforts towards something that has meaning and that helps other people and that gives to other people. But I don't really know what that is. But here I have this cup is overflowing and I'm wanting to give it and I know it's the right thing to do. And I'm also kind of in a stalemate here with my current job because it's so hard and I'm feeling so guarded and defensive and ornery and you know, it's just not paying off. I'm not digging the projects that I'm being handed, but yet I get all this praise and I'm just like, how do I get all this praise? How do I get all this praise if I freaking hate this, what I'm doing? Or I'm not satisfied with what I'm doing. And nobody can see that. That's what's protecting me right now. It's like I'm having boundaries and I'm trying to walk away, but I'm still showing up like I'm a little team player, you know, and with my small gestures of posy emotion, you know. Because you're showing up here, that's your defense. That's your protection measure. And this is also what you're showing everybody. So let's look into the Page of Cups. Okay. The Page of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. So the way in which you're showing up, yourself, and that you are projecting out and showing people, is that you're showing folks that you are still here, like you are holding on to this position. And that there is there's something about this that is very important to you, and I'm going to guess that it's the money, you know, because usually when we do certain lines of work that we don't particularly enjoy, but yet we stay in, it's like we can't leave because it's, you know, we can't go without this amount of money or whatever the case may be. Like this is foundational, you know, wanting to keep everything on lock. But you're also holding something back. So hence the small gestures of how you really feel about the situation, and that's what you're showing. When on the inside you have this Ace of Pentacles, you're wanting to start something new. And this can be tied to your spirituality, because we have the Hierophant here. You have the Hierophant here, and then all this indicator of like what feels really good to you. It confuses you a little bit. There's a little bit of a fantasy at play here, you know. How can you turn this want into an actual focused target of where you're going to give your love and emotion and time to, your energy? The Magician, Seven of Swords, and the Hangman. You're wanting to manifest a new beginning. You're wanting to manifest a new line of work, a new engagement with something. It doesn't even have to be work. It could be wherever you put your time and energy. Okay, that could be anything. It could be a new community. It could be a charity, whatever, you know. So whatever the new endeavor is, it's like you're wanting to step away from something that has been rewarding to the ego, but now you're wanting something that's rewarding to your spirit. And with the Strength card here, it's like, as the outcome, there's an aspect of that where you're like holding back, and that holding back energy is amplified by the Hanged Man. It's like you're trying to manifest something, but doing it undercover and doing it, you know, trying to do it but not taking action on it. You're holding yourself back. I think you could be telling yourself that you're not ready. When it's one of those things where it's like, you know, maybe it's enough to feel like you want to go and you want to shift and you want to change and all of that. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's all the readiness you need. But yet with the Seven of Swords here, it's kind of like, I'm gonna withhold how I really feel about the situation. I'm not gonna speak to this experience. You know, I'm gonna withhold this information. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm just gonna manifest in quiet. You know, on the side, maybe I can put in some applications on the side, but I gotta hold back my want to like talk about this or do anything about it more in the open. And the thing is, as I had mentioned earlier, like you're wanting something to speak to your spirit, right? And perhaps you're moving in the direction of another goal of like aligning with spirit in some way, like having that be a part of your work. It can be with, you know, counseling, you know, psyche, emotions. But there's also, this is a very spiritual card too. Like the Hangman is very, very spiritual. This is like a soul, like a reawakening, a shift in perspective. This could also be that, like, maybe you're trying to manifest a shift in your own perspective about where you currently are, but yet this is past influences. And moving forward in your work, like, this is hard. Fire and water, and then swords. It's like you're wanting to be fair in how you, in where you're going. Okay. I'm feeling the conflict, like I'm feeling the struggle. There's a stuckness. There's a feeling of stuckness. I don't know if your chariot is in motion just yet. I get the strong feeling that your chariot wants to move forward very badly, and that you have an idea and a vision for what it can look like and what you want it to be. But it's like over here I see like ease and flow, some confusion, but like an impetus to like give, a lot of giving, a lot of flowing open emotion and energy, and that like in this space you're also spoiled for choice and like what it is that you can receive. Maybe this is also like, well, there can be anything like that I can do. Maybe I can become a pastor, or maybe I can be a counselor, or maybe I can work with the homeless. Like, there's just some sort of like benevolent goal that you have here. And I mean, it could be in some sort of legal field as well, although I don't really know how touchy-feely the legal field is. But either way, I digress. But there's something hard about it. You could be going back to school as well. Could be thinking about going back to school and like how much that would cost. But that would be planting a new seed into your future. And it's like, how do you manifest this movement forward into the field that you really want to get into when, maybe you're not ready because you don't have the degree yet. That's something that just came up here. Yeah. So the thing is, with your chariot reading, you are on your way. You are on the path. You are on the trajectory. And I think that a large part of this, balancing these energies, is just simply about holding it exactly where it is. I don't think that you need to do anything to change this energy. I think that it's just about recognizing this energy and being like, yeah, it is hard right now. You need to meet yourself with a open, loving, compassionate heart and a lot of empathy for yourself and where you're at right now. Okay? Yeah. You're moving, you're changing endeavors, and I feel like your spirit is ready. Like you're ready to like bring what's up down, as above, so below. Like you're really ready to like manifest this thing, but there is something that's holding you back, and I feel like, maybe you just don't have enough knowledge yet about it. That very well could be it. There is stalemate energy in this work, clarifying the work that you are wanting to do, as this is your future work. There's stalemate energy, and you're working hard. You're continuing to try. You're working really hard toward this goal. Like, this is a labor of love. Granted, it's heavy, it's hard, it's all that, right? However, this person could just like ditch those wands and turn around and go, wherever, go to the frickin' tavern. But like, no, they're going to carry the wands up the hill to get to the frickin' castle or wherever they're going, right? So this person chooses to carry this. And this is also a card of being a lot of things to a lot of different people. And let's say if you're a student, you're going back to school. It's like, yeah, you could be a student and an employee, because people work and go to school all the time. And it could also be like, you could be a parent, like you could be a coach. Like, there's so many different hats and forms of identity that people can carry when they are in this energy. But this is also kind of like the not yet, right? Like this, you're almost there kind of experience. And with this at the bottom of the deck, I feel like this is really the advice to say, meet yourself with a lot of loving compassion and care, because you are on the right path, even if you are not poised for full on, like you haven't arrived yet. And that's okay, because this is also a part of it. You're here and you're here. Okay? And so while you're being compassionate and loving to yourself, remember to have fun and to have some lightheartedness, because this is some very heavy energy. Like the 9 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, it's hard stuff. So yeah, allow yourself time to like cut loose a little bit, have a little bit of frivolity. That's healthy. Okay? Give yourself some breaks, and then, trust that you are on the right path, because the High Priestess is the gatekeeper to the spiritual realm. Okay? And that's what I'm getting from this reading, is that you are leaving some sort of line of work that was really unsatisfying, but maybe through family pressure or some sort of like soul tie, you felt that you had to take this opportunity or had to be in it, but it's not fulfilling for you anymore. And you're really good at it, very successful at it, but you don't like it. And so this is an invitation for you to plumb the depths of your own psyche, your own emotions, all the things. And if you are going to be, if you're trying to go to school to become a therapist or some business like that, pastor, whatever, that's what's required. You got to do your own healing before you can go into any profession that's going to be present, fully present and healing and helpful. Like not just helpful, but like healing others. Okay? Because the knowledge of the self is what is required. All of that. And with the High Priestess here, that your invitation is here. Okay? This did kind of turn into a bit of a specific reading, but it's just like with these 8s of Pentacles, it's like this is about work. This is about what you're doing. And the thing is, with the Queen of Pentacles in your strength, and how we were talking about how that quality, that archetypal quality, is so kind and caring and there and able and present and all of that stuff, and has like, is aware of their own bandwidth. That's your strength, and I get a sense that it gets hampered just a bit when you're putting more on your plate in your forward goals, in the work that you're putting in toward moving forward, and in this time of shift, this time of change, changing focus, changing of, your long-term stability, planting a new seed for that. Okay. Well, that's what I have for you for the tarot portion. Okay, Aquarius. Now I'm going to pull you some oracle cards. Okay. Oop. Bison, abundance. Sacred buffalo, cloak me in your wisdom. Keep me warm through the storms of life. Fill my life with goodness. Teach me the way of gratitude and prayer. So I'm going to set that over here because it seems like this is a spiritual experience that you're going through, like with the Hanged Man. It's one of those energies where it's just like you have to just, you could be stymied by your circumstances where you just don't have any other choice than to just kind of be and wait. And you know, it's like you're not taking a lot of action because you really can't because you're tied to a tree upside down, right? So the metaphorical upside down tree, whatever that is, keeping you in place at this time, because there is a sense definitely of holding back in the face of manifestation. Maybe you don't feel like you have everything that you need. Just like that character in the Seven of Swords card is just kind of trying to get away. You want to be aware and be aware and notice if you ever slip into kind of like a lack mentality. You know, if you're working towards a goal, you don't ever need to cut corners in order to be successful. There's your card. Let's see what it says. Okay. Rejecting shame. Today I will learn to reject shame. Shame is an overwhelming sense that who I am isn't good enough. I realize that I am good enough and that my imperfections are part of being human. I let go of shame. So this is really interesting because I had said earlier, it's like maybe you don't feel ready, like you don't have all that you need, or like you don't have what it takes, because it's like there's this manifestation energy right here with holding back, and there's some sort of, I don't know what the dishonesty is about, or the sneakiness. I'm not too sure, but you know, with this holding back energy in the face of manifestation with the 7 in the middle there, that, you know, the imposter syndrome piece came up for me in the beginning of the reading, and then now with that shame card being pulled and saying like you are enough, and that it is enough. It is enough for you to want to move forward in order to be ready to move forward. Okay? Let's see. Okay. I'm going to do all of these, actually. I didn't pick any of these for the last 2 piles, but I want to do those ones. I want to do that one. Oop. This deck is called The Power of Surrender. The Power of Surrender. I really like it a lot. And whenever I mention decks and things like that, I'm not getting paid. It's not like a sponsorship. I'm just sharing it because I know that a lot of folks that watch tarot and things like that also collect decks and things. And these are beautiful. I really like these a lot. These are not tarot cards, so they're little oracle cards. Message cards. Surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. I'm going to put this over here with that anxiety card because it's like, let's say you're not feeling happy with the opportunities or the projects or whatever it is that you've been handed. It's like, yeah, you have enough, you have what it takes to like take on these projects because you're really good at these things, but like, yeah. Okay. Let's see here, last one. This one is called Absolute Affirmations. There it is. You have a couple of them? Yeah, you got two. Okay. Law of attraction works in my favor. The law of attraction is a powerful tool for manifestation. You attract more of what you focus on. So by making positive thoughts the center of attention in your life, you draw in opportunities to experience additional good fortune. Yes. Yes. Focus on what it is that you want, not what it is that you don't want. Okay. I make a positive impact. You have the power to positively change someone's day, week, or life with a small gesture. What do we say about gestures? The page, small gestures? Be mindful in your interactions with others and spread love and light. You are a beacon of happiness that illuminates the path of those around you, near and far. Yay! I'm going to put that right there with all this cups energy. Aquarius, this was really good. This was really good. This reading reminded me and brought a feeling on of being a student and being an intern or whatever, just kind of almost there, right? I don't know. But you're doing it. You're doing it. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me this evening, Aquarius. I really hope that this message reached you and resonated and that you got something out of it. And go ahead and do all the YouTube-y things. And I will see you next time. Okay, thank you. Bye.